Actually, yeah, that's true.
I hadn't hit the stop button, so no one heard
I'm actually using
David's
my rice
joke.
cooker right now. Let me tell you all about it.
Special guest David is here to talk about his kitchen.
My rice cooker sings a song. It doesn't really sing a song, it beeps a song. I guess beeping is more accurate.
Let's see.
Depending on your definition of song, I think mine also beeps a song.
Mine goes do 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 do. Because Mary had a little lamp.
I really like that Twitter puts live streams at the top of the timeline now if you're following someone that's streaming.
It's true because we are so live right now.
Yes.
Super
So
live,
hot.
exceptionally live.
How many bits for David to dance?
I will buy bits.
I
if
will
that means-
not be objectified on this podcast.
Cody was dancing last episode. That's why he's asking. Because Cody danced every time someone subbed.
Wow.
It was great. And we got like 5 subs. So
That's up to Cody.
objectifying Cody worked, okay?
Ryan, I'd like to inform you that this sour is just hot garbage.
Oh, you're wrong. I'm sure you're probably wrong. I haven't.
I'm
had
probably
one.
wrong, but it's terrible. It's just the worst.
Oh, whatever.
It's so bad. I've got the whole stale Cheez-It thing going, and then like there's some rancid honeydew melon in there. Oh, it's so gross.
Is it too warm? What did you do to this beer?
It's the right temperature. It's like 60 degrees.
You should totally be drinking a sour cooler than 60 degrees, in my opinion. A kettle
What,
sour,
like
yeah,
55?
yeah, or like 50.
Yeah, that's pretty cold. I can even taste at that point.
Crazy.
I don't even like honeydew melon. I don't know why I got this. I was sold. I was sold on this beer, and I regret being sold.
I have Finback's fucking delicious, just generic IPA. It's a little bit different every time they bottle it or they can it, but
I was gonna get an IPA, and I'm
So
like,
good.
no, I'm gonna get sour instead because I'm being adventurous. Dicks. Welcome to the
Maybe
Android
I
Please
start
podcast. I'm kidding. We'll actually start because Corbin left. Corbin, stay in your seat.
I'm sorry. I had to make sure my door was shut. As I live with other people.
That must be unpleasant.
People.
we all live with other people. None of us lives by ourselves.
It is when the mesh network gets overloaded and which causes the stream to crash. But I found a way around that so that doesn't happen anymore.
I hate when my mesh overloads.
The meshes. It makes a mesh.
It does. It really does.
That was funny. Ryan's giving me a disapproval.
I bet Devin wishes he could take back that one bit, but he can't.
Belongs to us now.
Your 1 cent is ours.
Oh, does Devin have a nice little like a one badge because he's the #1 contributor?
He does.
Anybody can take that from
Anybody can steal the #1 badge from Devin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, he's only
Just give us $1.
Give us 102 bits, and you can have the #1 badge.
Yeah.
Or give us one, and you have the #2 badge. Is there a #2 badge?
I don't know.
How many bits is one Stanley dollar? Stanley nickel.
Let's find out. Please do this experiment for us. Welcome
Someone
to
does
the,
have to dance. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Is this a strip dance? Do I need to like?
No, that'll
Nope.
get us banned. No nipple.
Stay in front of the webcam. Welcome to the Android Please podcast. I'm your host, David Reddick.
I'm Ryan Whitwam.
I'm Corbin Davenport.
And I'm Ryan Hager.
I don't even know why I say host anymore. Ryan, stop it. Just stop. Stop it. I'm going to get a spray bottle.
And mail it to him and make him spray himself.
Yeah, that's correct. I don't know why I say I'm host anymore. I'm barely here. So this week on the show,
Special
we've
guest
got some leaks, some googly leaks. And
Also-
basically,
Wait.
also-
we have Twitch news.
we have Twitch.
That
All right,
Corbin's
Corbin,
gonna talk about.
switch it away.
Yes. So this channel is now a Twitch affiliate. So you can give us money by
Please
clicking
do.
the subscribe button. And if you are an Amazon Prime subscriber, you actually get 1 free Twitch subscribe every month. So you can give us money without actually giving us money, which is it's a win-win. So you
Yeah,
should
so
do that.
if you don't know what the Twitch is, like me, you can just give us your Amazon Prime subscription. It doesn't cost you anything. Just subscribe.
You haven't given us your subscription.
If you're not like using Twitch and going,
You don't even
channel,
have to
then,
like. You just subscribe.
Yeah, go for it.
This
Also,
isn't
give
like
us money.
YouTube.
you can give us bits in the Twitch chat. Like
Yeah.
one person right now, he has given us 101 bits. So we pay special attention to everything he says. If you would like that treatment, then you just have to give us more than 101 bits.
Yep. And so Devin gave us 100 bits, and so in return, we are streaming all over him. That's how I understand the transaction here.
That sounds
so
gross.
yes.
And furthermore, at some point, whoever subscribes will get to use my face as an emoji.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Better idea than you think it sounds like right now. Just trust me, it's a really funny emoji.
Yeah, we've been using it in our Slack for months. It's great.
It's pretty good. So getting to the news this week, we have some pretty interesting Google news. 2 items that I think were suspected-ish of the October 9th Google event, but one was less expected and one was more. So just yesterday, we had a story on the Chromebook tablet Nocturne appearing in basically a promotional photo for a product called Bridge, which is a magnetic keyboard attachment that turns iPads into laptops, basically using magnets, because magnets are magic. And so basically, Kevin Toffel of About Chromebooks was like, kind of scouring around Bridge's website, and he found a picture of a device with fairly thin bezels and obviously running Chrome OS on Bridge's website. This seems like a pretty big screw up on Bridge's part. And I'm like, did he clarify how exactly he found it? He must have just been URL skimming.
Yeah, he didn't give me the precise details, and he didn't want to. But
So he was URL hacking, which is totally legit, but we don't do it. But good for Kevin. Anyway, so he probably guessed the URL, this product image that was on Bridge's website that was waiting for Google to announce the product. So you can I would say basically confirmed this thing is going to be a thing. Yeah. I really hope it has face recognition. The fingerprint scanner is fine, but face recognition.
Yeah, I hope so. That's the only thing about the leak so far that is perhaps a little indicative of it maybe not being legit. I'm pretty confident, but we don't see any cameras on the front of this thing, and it could just be it's a render. We can't see them, or they're hidden in one of the corners. But that's the only real omission.
Yeah, I think it could be not quite finished, or maybe this don't show in the product shot.
Yeah. So is Google going to like partner with Bridge to like bundle this keyboard, or is
I think so?
Yeah,
really, you think so?
It looks matched to the tablet.
Yeah,
portion.
it does.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it has an assistant key on it. Like the
it does.
It's a Chrome OS keyboard with the assistant key, just like the Pixel Book.
What if they call it the Pixel C2?
Pixel.
Boy, that would Oh boy, that would be a thing. I like the Pixel C hardware. I thought it was a very, very nice piece of electronics. It just was not running an operating system. It made sense for a thing with a keyboard.
Yeah.
Especially since that was before Android had multi-window. So
this makes me okay. If this is the only Chrome OS product that's announced this year, I will be a little sad, because this Bridge keyboard's not going to be anywhere near as good as the regular Pixelbook keyboard. It's just not.
You know what this looks like is the keyboard that was on my Asus Transformer pad.
It does have that sort of Asus.
It looks. It looks flimsy.
Like it's a detachable tablet, so you could just don't bring the keyboard dock. Just bring a keyboard.
Yeah, I want to be excited for this, but honestly, like I'm excited in the sense that it means Chromebooks are branching out. They're getting their tablet wings, and maybe something will happen with that. I think they're really taking on the Surface Pro probably with this product, and so. Not having a first-party keyboard to me would be weird. I feel like the Pixelbook's keyboard has just gotten so much critical praise that, like, just be like, "No, we're just gonna do a partner keyboard instead." Like, it's kind of like, oh,
I don't know if it needs a first-party keyboard. Like, it's got Android app support. It's got the keyboard on it's not too bad. I don't know if you've used the touchscreen keyboard on the Pixelbook, but like, it's not terrible.
The Pixelbook is highly unwieldy. Is a tablet.
Your assessment that it's like a good keyboard or acceptable. It's
fine.
I don't like it. I think it does dumb things.
Ryan is the keyboard expert among us. So
it's the best laptop keyboard I've ever used.
The physical keyboard is good, but like the on-screen Chrome keyboard is bad.
Oh, the on-screen Chrome keyboard. Yeah, it's
okay.
fine.
It's fine. Now, granted, they are porting Gboard over to Chrome OS, so that will be a thing at some point.
Yeah, so that'll make it better.
And it might not suck as much.
And if it was fine when we had Android tablets not having a built-in keyboard, I think it's fine here. It doesn't need to be bundled with one. It doesn't need to come with one. We'll get used to it.
I'm okay. I want to be excited about this. At the same time, my real hope is that this is just product number 1, and product number 2 is like we also did a regular Pixelbook and we shrunk the bezels.
I'm betting that's what we're gonna get is either just a refresh, same hardware. Because there's definitely the hardware platform with the 8th gen CPU, so there's going to be something with that. But
yeah, and I hope they just upgrade all of the storage SKUs to NVMe because that was only on the 512 gigabyte model this year. So I'd rather have the fastest storage across the board. I think 8 gigs of RAM is plenty for a Chromebook. Like it's hard to really push it much further than that. I also hope there will be an LT model. Please.
I don't know. I feel like
an Intel chip. I don't know if they will bother.
It's expensive to do it with Intel, no doubt.
Well, this tablet's going to be probably ARM based, isn't it? Isn't Nocturne and ARM? I think it is.
I don't know. I thought Nocturne was Intel as well.
I was under the impression that it would still be an Intel.
I was under the impression it was Intel as well.
I don't feel like Google is going to release an ARM.
No, I think they're going to wait for Qualcomm probably another year, and then it's not even clear to me they would still go with Qualcomm. The performances
books are all about like performance.
Yeah, I'm curious to see like what they do that we haven't quite seen yet in like 70 and 71 in Chrome OS beta and dev builds. Maybe there's some stuff there that we just haven't seen yet. For tablets especially. I hope that it comes with a big update to the Android runtime on Chrome OS because it's still running on Nougat, isn't it?
It is on Nougat.
It needs to get by. Yeah, we need to make that happen. So I'm hoping that'll bring some new features.
So you're right. It's going to be either a 7th or an 8th gen Intel CPU.
It would better not be 7th gen. That'd be a real downer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the 7 and 8 gens are so the same. Like,
no.
The 8th gen has better power efficiency, if I remember.
Yeah, and they're for the same wattage. The 15-watt part in the 8th gen is a quad core, and it's single-threaded. I think single-threaded performance was like 20% gain, and you get 2 extra cores. So you dual core.
Wait, what? Core. Coffee Lake versus KB? Is that what it is? I thought it was. I
don't know the nicknames. I just know the versions.
I thought Coffee Lake was the one that...
Furiously Googling right now.
Okay. Coffee Lake is 14 nanometer. October 2017. KB Lake R, right?
I think that's it. The KB Lake R was 7th gen.
Okay, so it's got to be Coffee Lake then.
I think you might be right.
I think it's Coffee Lake. Yeah, so Coffee Lake is the newest one. And... mobile processors, they have the Core series. Coffee Lake does not have a Y series, so it can't be Coffee Lake. It's got to be KB Lake R. Coffee Lake is just desktop and traditional mobile processor.
Yeah. Okay. So it's KB Lake. Yeah. KB Lake R and KB Lake U. You have the 855U, etc. 15-watt quad core.
Yeah, I sincerely doubt they're going to do a KB Lake R. Has there been something saying they're going to do that?
I don't know. I don't remember actually.
I sincerely doubt that. Those have got to be wicked expensive.
Well, if they're going to go under that, the only thing below that is the only thing under 15 watts is the Core M stuff, right?
I guess they're pretty comparable. It's $300 for an 8250U, and they both have 4 cores. I guess that's doable. Google probably will
it could be a Core M, so that could yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
I don't know. We haven't seen any Core M Chromebooks lately.
So you also have the Amber Lake Y. Those are the Y series processors, and I would bet that's what we're going to get. And the i7 Amber Lake has a bin cost of $400 because it's ultra low power. So I bet that's where we're going to get in the top one. Oh, the Amber Lakes are 5 watt. Because the Pixelbook doesn't have 15 watt; it has a 5 watt, right?
I think it's 15 watt.
Is it?
It's they were dual core. So back then, 7th gen, the 15 watt was a dual core part.
Okay. Well,
which is what sucks, and that's part of the reason I kind of want to upgrade on the next cycle. Is if we get another 15 watt, it'll be quad core.
Okay. I'm not an Intel nerd. I just remember reading about some of the stuff off and on. So excuse me if I'm utterly butchering the knowledge base here.
It's okay. I don't know anything either.
Yeah, Intel stuff.
I wouldn't be at all surprised if we start seeing, or maybe not the tablet, but the next Pixel book would have 16 gig as standard, because I feel like Google might position it as a developer machine now that Linux apps are on the stable channel.
I don't know if it needs 16 gig standard, even if it was positioned as well. Yeah.
So Pixelbook's 5 watt.
Oh no shit. Then
okay.
Then we're gonna be core either way.
7Y 7.5. So it's gonna be dual core again.
Then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's not going to make a big difference. There will be. I bet I would be surprised if they even do the Core i7 version, because the Core i7 version is 4.2 gigahertz turbo and an extra $100.
That is unnecessary. Well, I mean,
so many tabs.
The Pixelbook last year, they had that weird middle tier where it was like it's the same Core i5, but it has twice as much storage, and nobody cares about storage on a Chromebook.
The one I have.
The i7, did they not?
No, they did not send the i7.
They gave you the middle one.
I have the middle one too, because that's the one that went on super clear and said that's buy.
So the i7 actually didn't ship until like over a month after the Pixelbook launch. They weren't ready. So they were also way more expensive, and they had that fancy NVMe storage, which made them, pricier significantly.
Which you really don't need on a Chromebook, I feel like. I mean, it'd be cool, but a little bit. You're loading so little from disk.
1 second faster, Ryan.
Yeah, it's really just at boot that it matters, and it's already like it doesn't.
Yeah, I also, if they refresh the regular Pixelbook, it has to have face recognition. It must.
Or a fingerprint sensor.
If the fingerprint sensor is embedded in the trackpad somewhere, I might be okay with that. But
I love the fingerprint sensor on my.
Are there any computers that have fingerprint sensors in the trackpad?
I don't think so.
There aren't any Chromebooks at all that have fingerprint sensors.
That's correct. Biometrics is something that is coming to Chromebooks.
Yes, we're still working on that.
Yeah, it's only been 8 years.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of things I like about Chrome OS, but sometimes it's just baffling the things they just don't do. If you want to connect to network storage on your Chromebook, good luck. There's a really janky, messed up Chrome extension from 3 years ago that Google released that is supposed to do it. But
they did fix that just recently. I'll have you know, they just added
that channel.
Yeah, it might be unstable by now. I'm not sure. I just know I wrote a couple months ago that they added the ability to.
I remember when that article happened, and it was a dev thing, and I don't know. The last time I tried a month ago, I still couldn't get any of my network shares to show up.
Yeah,
I assume it's unstable now, but I don't have a Chromebook anymore to check.
So now that we have filed through our Chromebook complaints,
not all of them.
Oh. There's another Google story this week. 2 days ago, the Google Home Hub showed up in a leak. Very clearly, that's the thing. So it looks like a point of sale system.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it looks like a trendy cash register. If you go to a place and they're like, oh, we use Square for all of our transactions here. Here's our fancy white kiosk. Swipe your card.
Quite oddly, no camera on the front of it.
Yeah, that is very unusual. I feel like Google is overcompensating for the likely privacy outrage people manufacture if they release a thing that just sits in your living room with a camera all the time.
What's the
gap?
What's the window?
But the Lenovo one had a switch.
Lenovo, the Lenovo and I think the JBL.
The JBL has one too.
Switch that covers up the camera lens.
So
which
the gap
and fine.
The gap is an ambient light sensor.
Then what are the two to either side of that?
So it says, so the spec pages that leaked with this, they said that it has light sensors and color sensors.
So the two black dots are microphones. They've got to be far field microphones. What else would they be?
Holes wouldn't need to be anywhere near that big to be a mic though. Little drill.
Well, this also looks like a very cheaply built thing. So
I am concerned that the entire speaker assembly is facing away from the user.
Yeah.
And it's very light.
Up against the wall. It's going to sound terrible.
No, I bet it comes out the front below the tablet.
It looks, it's hard to tell from the angle, but it looks like there's so little of it showing.
Yeah. It's like a strip that's visible.
This whole thing weighs like 400 and something grams. It's 5 grams more than the original Google Home.
Yeah.
And that one obviously didn't have a screen. So I feel like there's not a lot of weight for you to cram in good speakers here.
But weren't there rumors that the price was going to cost $150, which is like $100 less than any of these other smart displays have been, right?
Yeah. And Google's pretty much going to decimate the market by doing that.
I don't know. Not if it's you hear in the opposite direction. There's no camera. You can't do duo calls.
I don't think anybody's going to care. I really don't.
Maybe. You know, with the smart display, it's the display part that people mostly care about. I don't know that a lot of people are going to listen to music on it, even though, I mean, if
I do on mine,
I would like to be able to, but I think a lot of people are just going to buy this for their kitchen, and if they can like listen to like Spotify while they're like making a lot of kitchen noise, they'll be fine. It doesn't matter if it's great.
Yeah, I think these will sell like hotcakes. Because Amazon has had to reduce the price of the show dramatically already. They have the second generation show they announced today.
And isn't it still more than 150? I can't remember. I just wrote.
Yeah, I think they've had down to 180 or something like that.
Let me double check because.
Well, I don't think you can even find the old one anymore.
Yeah,
and if it's 150, I bet we'll see this going for like $99 a lot.
230. Wow. So no, Google's going to clean up with this thing. I have no doubt.
And you can't even watch YouTube on that.
Yeah, the fact you can be like, Google's commercials are going to be like, hey, you know, you can watch YouTube on it.
and let's just like preview later in the show. While Amazon does have like a lot of things, Alexa frankly sucks compared to Assistant.
It sure does. Although Alexa did get some cool new features, we should switch over. I mean, this assistant thing, it's an assistant smart display. It's got to cost $150.
Yeah. So there are new like all of the Amazon things, all of the Alexa and Alexa related items have been refreshed. So there's
Echo and Echo paraphernalia,
a new Echo Plus, a new Echo Dot, a new Echo Show, and an Echo Auto. Now that's a thing. So like the Plus, it looks different. It has a temperature sensor and like it's supposed to sound better. Great. The Echo Dot, it's supposed to be louder and it looks nicer. It has like fabric and stuff. Okay. The Show is giant now. It is a gigantic thing. It's like a 10-inch screen now.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. It's a very large thing, and it is very expensive. It's what
230. So it's the same price the previous one was at, and it's
and I mean, I don't know if Google's going to release $150 smart display, that's going to be a problem.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it looks less. I don't know. I mean, I think it looks better than the old Echo Show, which was kind of bizarre.
Yeah.
And this one does have a Zigbee hub, but I feel like really no one uses that.
Yeah, well, I mean, Amazon sells so many like smart home things. Like I'm sure there are going to be ways to like bundle like some smart locks or some plugs or whatever that use Zigbee.
Yeah, that's what they do with the Echo Plus.
Yeah,
and they're kind of going all out with this new announcement. They have a whole new setup system, this Wi-Fi smart setup. I can't remember what it's called. Where you buy stuff off of Amazon, smart outlets, smart switches, etc. It pulls the credentials off of information stored to your account. You don't have to set up a goddamn thing.
I mean, is typing in your Wi-Fi password like that hard? Really?
I know that setting up my Wemo was literally the worst thing I've ever done in my life.
That's what I was about to say, is that the setup process for every smart home device is terrible.
Yeah.
It's real bad, especially the ones that don't connect to like a Zigbee hub, the ones that connect directly to your Wi-Fi network.
You know what's gonna suck to set up is this Echo Auto thing. So, like, you plug it into the
Who wants outlet. This?
You plug it into the power outlet of your car, and then you get the audio into the car either through an audio cable, 3.5 millimeter, or Bluetooth, and then it gets the like internet connectivity data from your phone, which runs the Alexa app.
Nobody wants this.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It's just like such an unnecessary thing to do.
It's Amazon being like, listen, we tried really hard to work with car makers to get Alexa in the car. Everybody said no. Here's a stupid thing.
Yeah, I mean, and like so many cars now, they come with like either one or the other or both of CarPlay and Android Auto. And if you plug your phone in, like you have a voice assistant, it's done. You don't need to like jump through all these hoops to get Alexa.
Or alternatively, if you have an older car, you can just use the Android Auto app standalone. You get everything.
Yeah, and if you really want Alexa in your car, again, you can just open the Alexa app on your phone and talk to it and do all the same things that this will be able to do.
Yeah.
The only now what would be kind of neat is if this was kind of like the 3G Kindle where you bought it and it had its own data connection.
Yeah, that would be neat, but it would be way too much data. Like
Yeah.
if you like stream music or something, like you're not gonna get that for free.
Yeah, I could kind of see Amazon doing that just to sort of get as much market share as possible, because Jeff Bezos has enough money to do that.
Jeff Bezos has enough money to do anything, but he doesn't do those things. He likes to have all that money. He's keeping score and he's winning right now, so he's not going to do that.
Yeah.
So other devices unveiled included, we have a new Echo Dot that looks a lot like a Home Mini. Apparently 70% better speaker quality. However you measure speaker quality in percentages, not really sure how that works.
The driver is like half an inch bigger though.
It looks even more like a hockey puck than the old one did.
Sort of a squashed burger.
It is.
Yeah.
It is
So someone sat on the Echo Dot.
Who sat on the Echo again? There's also a new version of the Echo Plus, which is the high-end speaker, and this one includes an ambient temperature sensor that should work with smart thermostats, which is pretty cool. It's pretty neat. It's a good idea. Google should do that, and probably will next year.
Yeah. So then there were the other, like the non-Echo things that are also Alexa enabled. One of which is a microwave. So there's an Alexa microwave now. It has a little. It has an Alexa button on it. You have to pair it with like an Echo something.
So it's always listening. You can do like Alexa.
So like you would talk to your Echo and you would say like whatever, like set the microwave to popcorn or whatever. Or if you go up to the microwave, there's a little Alexa button. You press that and the speaker will start listening.
Yeah.
So you can like tell it what to do. I guess
it doesn't have always on listening.
Instead of pressing like the 4 buttons, you only have to press 1 button.
And then talk, even though you've already.
I think that's fine. Like I would also just be fine with a microwave that doesn't have. Well, okay. I think the control thing's cool. I think the prospect of actually buying a microwave on this basis completely ridiculous.
It also, David. It also has dash replenishment functionality. So when you run low on popcorn, it'll reorder it for you from Amazon, just like that.
Just put your Amazon buttons all over the thing. Just cover it in them.
According to all the details, I saw
put your credit card number in the microwave, please.
It's also a super weak microwave. It's a 700-watt microwave.
Yeah. Like $60. It's a bad microwave.
Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, I think this is targeting a specific market. I don't think this is going to end up in the average American home. I think this is going to end up in homes of people who don't have kitchens, and Amazon's just looking for a hook. They just want some way to get in there. And, dorm rooms, I guess it probably does target dorm rooms. Dorm rooms is probably a big one because most dorm rooms do not come with microwaves. You have to use a community kitchen. So
most dorm rooms also don't let you bring in your own appliances. You have to rent them from the school for like $100 a month.
Wait, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, that's pretty common.
I mean,
I've never heard of that. I brought my own mini fridge to my dorm. Definitely, people brought microwaves for sure.
I feel like there was a rule when I was in school that you couldn't have like a toaster. I think
anything that's going to set it on fire.
Yeah. I've never heard of like being forced to rent your appliances from the school though. That seems insane.
Yeah, me either. I've never heard of that for sure. Because if I was going to college today, I'd be like, I'm bringing my induction burner. People had rice cookers. I do remember that.
Yeah.
I still do not want any kind of oven appliance connected to the external internet. That's still terrible.
You don't want a hacker to get into your oven and burn your house down?
I really don't. And
I want it so bad. I just want to be able to say like set the oven to 425 degrees on convection.
But think of all the editorials you could write after somebody burnt your house down over the internet. It would be really
true
for your career, Corbin.
Yeah. I wonder if homeowners would cover that.
Alexa,
I think they would have to.
I really do not. I do not envy the first person who has to have that conversation with their insurance agent. No, I didn't burn it down. And yes, my oven was turned on and burned the house down, but I didn't turn it on. Somebody did it over the internet. Swear.
Yeah. So they've had smart ovens before. Daycore has made them for ages. I don't know if they have voice commands on those, but they had Android tablets in them basically. And Daycore makes like luxury home appliances. They're really expensive.
It will burn down your luxury home.
Yep, they will. But I think the microwave idea is interesting. Like, I'm just gonna wait for LG to be like, hey, we're gonna do a microwave with assistant. Also, it's an LG microwave, so it doesn't suck. You know, LG makes nice stuff. LG's putting an assistant in all the stuff. They do it in their washing machines already.
LG does make good stuff. I've had an LG washing machine for like a decade now, and it still works.
Yeah, because they have those like they have the smart inverter technology now, which makes them super quiet and much more reliable.
This one is not quiet at all, but it has not broken, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, LG makes some pretty cool home appliances. Like for all the non-coolness of their phones, LG's like home appliance division does some pretty sweet stuff.
You can very much tell they are different departments.
They
should make a phone that washes your clothes.
So Amazon did launch some other items. The Fire TV Recast, which seems very ballsy on Amazon's part. Yeah, basically being like, hey, everybody who does TV stuff, screw you. We're just gonna let everybody record everything and skip all the ads.
Yeah, it's so the thing is, like, it's not, they call it a Fire TV like device, right? But it isn't really a Fire TV. You still have to have a Fire TV. This is just the box that records stuff, and then it streams it to your other devices.
But this is what cord cutters want, though. This is what a lot of people like with, I mean, there's Home Run, but Home Run is like, you got to be a bit of an enthusiast to get in the Home Run, I feel like.
Somebody asked if it works with cable boxes. No, this is for HDTV antennas. So this is like for recording over-the-air broadcasts or watching them. So the base version has two antenna or two tuners. So you can record one thing and watch another, or record two things. And then there's a 4-tuner version. That isn't actually that much more expensive. It's actually like, I think it's $230 and $270, something like that.
Why would you want I guess for multiple TVs in the house?
I don't know. I mean, or if you just have like multiple people who want to be watching different things, I guess.
Yeah.
So this thing just exists. You put it wherever, and it records whatever you tell it to. It plugs into Alexa, so you can like tell your house, like you just start shouting for the nearest smart speaker and tell it what you want to record, and this thing will do it. And then you stream it to things like a Fire TV or like or your Echo Show if you hate yourself, or to your phone with the Fire TV app.
Yeah, it's interesting and it's neat, and I think it fills a gap in the product ecosystem. So I'm really wondering why Amazon made it, because I feel like this is a niche product for sure. Like, the average consumer doesn't even understand what the hell this thing is for.
Yeah, no, I mean, when I like started, I wrote the thing about it, and I had to I read through the whole page, and I was like, I feel like I have many unanswered questions, but I don't know how an average consumer is going to parse this. I think a lot of people are going to buy it and expect that they can plug it into their TV.
Yeah.
But there's no video out on this thing
I think Amazon is real desperate to capture Alexa market share any way it can. And I think this is like, hey, we can build this, and people will be like, wow, there's nothing else on the market like it. I use Alexa now.
Yeah, I think that I think that they've seen Google sort of running away with like just the basic smart speaker stuff, and that can
and also Chromecast.
Yeah. And this isn't the first sort of weird Alexa thing Amazon's made for houses. Last year they made that thing that connects into a home phone line and makes it so you can actually call people with Alexa, which was kind of neat.
I do not remember that.
They also had that camera that judges your clothing.
Oh yeah.
What happened? Why is there no?
I mean, that's a great hero for that one.
Yeah, that was real weird.
That was really weird. Yeah, I think that's what it was.
I think it was. I think Amazon regrets launching that product.
How could you? I want an Echo look too, please.
I want an Echo to watch me get dressed.
They call that the Echo Perv.
Yeah.
Buy it in 2019.
There's also a new Echo subwoofer, because you can now pair Echoes in 2.1 stereo configuration. That's kind of neat. There is a Amazon smart plug, which is basically to lay waste to every other smart plug on the market. Unless that is its only purpose. Unless you have Google Home. Yeah.
There's a subwoofer now. You can pair that with your speakers, your regular speakers. Yeah.
I think that the smart plug move is a toe in the water toward everything else.
Didn't Amazon piss off all of those little Chinese companies selling Alexa integrated smart products on Amazon?
Amazon buy like a a smart home
Ring.
Back. Maybe, I mean, I know maybe that's what I was thinking about, but I thought they bought somebody who made like plugs or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You might be thinking of Foxconn buying Wemo.
Maybe
that happened a little while ago.
Yeah, I bet Wemo's like, oh shit.
They're junk already. I fucking hate my Wemos, man.
Yeah, Wemos are my Wemo's so bad I lost it.
I have 2 Wemo smart switches, and once you get them set up, which is like the hardest thing I've ever had to do with technology, they work. Mine work, but it's getting there. That's
okay. Mine
difficult.
Actually, once my setup with the Wemo was fine. I realize I'm apparently in a very small minority. Everybody complains about Wemo. Mine worked okay. I had like 1 or 2 times where it had to reboot because like the network went off and back on, and the Wemo like freaked out. But that was
yeah. Every time my my Wi-Fi goes down, I get like 4 Wiimote Wi-Fi networks show up because they're like, "Where's the internet?"
I have a P-Link smart plug, and it's been fine ever since I plugged into the wall. I've never had any problems with it.
Yeah, mine's been okay. Speaking of plugging things in,
that was good.
It's Tunnel Bear time.
Hey,
did you know that VPNs are both popular and cool and make you more attractive?
I did not know that. Tell me more.
Yeah, so Tunnel Bear, which is one of the best VPNs and will make you the most attractive and most popular, happens to also be one of the most simple and beautifully designed VPNs out there. Also, it's one of the very most secure. Tunnel Bear had an independent security audit, and the results were, well, we'll just say they were good. Obviously, if they were bad, that would have been bad, and we probably wouldn't be talking about Tunnel Bear. So auditors tested Tunnel Bear's app, code, and infrastructure, and the audit proved that Tunnel Bear is keeping its promise of user security. Don't use a fly-by-night VPN. Who knows what information they're taking from you? So if you go to tunnelbear.com/Android Police right now, you can get the Tunnel Bear annual plan at a discounted price of $5 per month. You can also price monthly and just try it out if you want to. And if you go to tunnelbear.com/Android Police, you will help support us here. And to answer somebody in the chat room, yes, Chrome OS does work with Tunnel Bear, and Android and Windows, all the platforms. So Tunnel Bear will be your one-stop shopping VPN solution. So once again, head to tunnelbear.com/Android Police, and you'll help support the show.
Also, we don't make any promises about your level of attractiveness after you subscribe to Tunnel Bear.
No, 100% guarantee satisfaction.
I leave all those promises to Tunnel Bear.
Yeah, it's up to Tunnel Bear. If you don't feel like you're more attractive after subscribing, then please contact Tunnel Bear.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that will make you more attractive.
Oh, there's no way a 4K TV. This 4K TV will make you less attractive.
Yeah.
Objectively.
Well, it'll make you feel better about yourself because everybody you see on the TV will look bad.
Devin asked about Squarespace. Screw those guys.
Squarespace, the other podcast ad.
So OnePlus they've revealed to PC Mag, right? That they're working on a smart TV.
They made the initial announcement on their forum, which had almost no details whatsoever. And then a day later, the CEO had an interview with PC Mag, and that's when they actually revealed information about it.
Yeah.
So it's a 4K LED smart TV that will go on sale sometime next year. They want to make it sort of a centerpiece, like something you interact with. So it sounded like it will be a smart home hub, which is capable of answering.
And it commands. Will run some established smart TV platform, which I really think just means either Android TV or Roku. Those are the only
So no, what I think it means,
right?
What I think it means is that in China, it will run something, and that outside China, it will run Android TV.
Yeah, but obviously China is a very special case.
Their Android TVs like it doesn't have Google services, but Nvidia makes the Shield in China, and it's pretty big there, from what I understand.
I think OnePlus is thirsty, and they're going to promote this primarily in India. I would be surprised if they actually sell this in America. I think this may be OnePlus' first non-US product.
Maybe.
Yeah. I would
Depends on if they get a good retail partner in the United States. If this is being sold in Best Buy, it could be totally different. But
I doubt they're getting any shelf space at Best Buy.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
TCL is cleaning up on the value TV space right now. They're just killing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be like a question of if it's worth shipping them to the US, because shipping a phone is a lot easier than shipping a TV.
Yeah. Also, I think for OnePlus, the accessorizing proposition, which is how they make their money, you know, like for a TV, what accessories do you get? It's a TV.
A remote.
Yeah.
I don't know. They could cut anything. They took away the headphone jack.
I think that's a dead end. I think OnePlus realizes that it has some brand cachet in India, and so they're like, hey, we need like a partner product. Like everybody's gonna want a OnePlus TV.
They want to be Xiaomi.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is a bad idea. I don't think this is gonna work.
No, what would be really funny is a month before the OnePlus TV, there's an Oppo TV.
OnePlus is going to buy the very best B grade panels it can, and it's just like, no. TCL makes their own panels, and I just like, if you care about picture quality, it's obvious who you buy from right now. There's no question. All of the reviews agree. I don't think OnePlus is going to do anything to upset the space. And in the US, if you're looking for really cheap TVs, like every Black Friday and Cyber Monday, they're just limitless options, and I just don't.
Yeah, you can get like a Vizio 4K TV for like $500 now.
This is such a cutthroat space. Like, I don't see OnePlus having a chance in hell in the US with the TV. So yeah, we'll wait till we figure out more about said television, and Ryan can talk about trying to use a Nexus One for a week. And trying really is.
I was successful. I just had to compromise the quality of my life. So I used a Nexus One for a week, and basically nothing on the Nexus One works anymore. So you like launch the browser, and because of outdated certificates, lack of supporting modern SSL, TLS, like sites just don't load. You go to reddit.com and you get like 3 buttons and the logo, and that's it. You can't even couldn't read Reddit for a whole week on my phone, man. And
is that why you were so productive?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So Spotify did thankfully work, but
yeah, it's weird. It's weird that Spotify worked.
Yeah, so I was able to install the Spotify app. I found the last version of the app that worked with Android 2.3, and it worked, but like nothing else did. Every app I tried to track down that integrated with an external service online, it just wasn't able to do whatever handshake, HTTPS was required to be able to get the app to pull down data.
I would bet that's because Spotify is so popular in so many countries.
Yeah.
Could be.
So when was Android 2.3 out? Was that like 2011?
Yes, 20. That would have been 20. I think 2011. So in the
space of 7 years, that phone became completely useless.
Yeah.
Which I guess should remind you, like, the mobile devices are just not. They're just not long-term purchases.
I knew a guy 3 years ago who's still using an original iPhone. Like the original, and those things were indestructible. They were stainless steel all around. Like
aluminum. They were aluminum.
They were neat pieces of hardware, but like, man, I can't imagine how slow and shitty that was.
Yeah, but all he did was check his emails and text. Like that's all he. It is calendar. Like that was all he used it for, and we're perfect.
It would be good for that. I'm sure web browsing on that is absolutely terrible.
Oh well,
it was bad at launch.
It would, yeah.
It doesn't probably work anymore.
Yeah.
It probably stopped last year.
Yeah, because it wasn't even 3G. The second model was 3G.
Yep. That was the big innovation. The second one, it was like, no, this is the iPhone 3G.
By the way, we decided apps are a good idea now, not web apps. Okay, bye.
Yeah, that was a fun 8 months where everyone made really ugly and slow web apps.
Yeah,
that was great.
Oh, man. I remember that. I think like Apple had a section on its website to highlight the web apps that they thought everybody was going to use, and they were so bad.
They didn't even have the App Store at launch. They delivered that.
Yeah, it was
with iOS 2 a year later.
Yeah, it was, man. That was a strange time.
Yeah,
it really was. Yeah,
I had one of those. I think Devin in comments drove me to go get it. Thanksgiving break freshman year. I think that Devin took me to the Apple Store and I bought it with him.
I almost, this was back before like Android existed, before there were like smartphones really as they exist now. But I almost bought the original iPhone when it went on like mega clearance before the second one came out. But I was like, I don't know. Edge just doesn't seem like a thing I want. So I waited for the 3G to come out, and that was like my first real smartphone.
I almost bought a 3GS. I was so close, and then I realized, oh wait, I'm too poor.
I was thinking about buying a 3GS, but then like that was like right when Apple was starting to be kind of a jerk about like App Store stuff.
Yeah, they were fucking with developers bad.
And that was when Google Voice was a thing that was like really popular, and I was like really into it. And I was like, yes, Google Voice app on iPhone, and then they banned it. They banned the app, and I was like, well, that sucks. Maybe I don't want to be on iOS. Seems like a bad idea.
I ended up just not getting 3GS because it was too expensive. And then by the time the iPhone 4 rumors came around, I was like, oh, should I wait for the iPhone 4? And then I just bought Nexus One. Yeah, no,
I bought an HTC Hero briefly, and then I bought the Motorola Droid, and then I bought a Nexus One.
You went through two really horrible experiences to get there.
That was like my transition into Android.
Like, I know people love the Droid, but it's only like because it's like going from like starving to death to getting some bread.
There were nice things about the Droid, like in comparison to other phones at the time, but it was also.
I remember when people like it has maps, and that was like the big sell point. Was like, whoa.
It had turn-by-turn directions in maps, which was actually kind of amazing at the time.
It was amazing at the time, but then you realized, oh wait, every other stupid phone that's coming out with this operating system is going to have this too. Who cares about this dumb keyboard?
That was actually, the Droid was the only phone that ever ran Android 2.0. Nothing else ever did, because the Nexus One came out with 2.1, and everything else after that was 2.1. Yep.
And the Nexus One was so much better than the Droid, like not even close.
Although, like, it only works on T-Mobile, and like at the time where I lived, T-Mobile was kind of garbage.
It was T-Mobile and AT&T?
It was AT&T.
AT&T later, I think. It was a different SKU.
You had to buy a different SKU, for AT&T.
Yeah, but I mean, I still stuck it out, even though because it was just a much better phone.
Yeah,
I will say that the navigation experience, the turn-by-turn maps, aged great. I had no problems with that in the car. Oh my god, that was the best part of using the Nexus One.
Yeah, I'm sure it still worked pretty okay.
Like, they were fantastic. They were perfectly fine. I had no real problem.
Which makes me nuts, because I remember we were at Google I/O. Like, this was quote off the record, but it's been like 5 months now, so I don't care. And we were talking with one of the product leads on Android Go, and he's like, well, you know, if you're to try to run the full Google Maps on an Android Go phone, like there would be such delays that the navigation would be useless. It's like, dude, you were running full navigation on Android phones like 8 years ago. You really are trying to tell me that you can't run navigation on a processor, even if it's a crappy one 8 years later? It's that bad? I didn't believe it.
They were able to port navigation recently, like 2 or 3 months ago.
To Android Go?
Yeah, and it's great.
It's like a separate app too, because the normal Google Maps app is a progressive web app, and I guess they couldn't figure out how to do navigation with a web app, so they had to make the other part.
That seems like the real reason. It seemed like he was covering tracks for the Maps team, and the Maps team's like, we're going to do a web app. And then it's like, oh, we can't do navigation. Oh, well.
Yeah. It's okay, though. Windows Phone users.
Go. Maps. That solved like my biggest problem with Android Go, because that month I used it, I didn't have any of that. And it kind of sucked.
Yeah. I could not live without Google Maps navigation. I would have got lost at least 20 times by now.
Yeah. Oh, I still used them. I installed the full version of apps and used the navigation, and it was just as described, kind of laggy and slow and not great.
Oh, I missed my turn again. Oh, I missed another turn.
So to wrap up the show this week, Ryan can talk briefly. He just published our review of the Galaxy Watch, Samsung's latest smartwatch, which to me seems basically exactly like Samsung's last smartwatch, but a little different.
Yeah, I mean, it looks a little different. I think it looks more like a regular watch. The Gear Sport had kind of like an unusual shape. I actually kind of liked it. It was quirky. This one looks like just like a real watch. Like, you know, you would wear this around and people would just not even notice it's a smartwatch. Which is, you know, if that's what you want from your smartwatch, then yeah, that's cool. It has the rotating bezel still, which I love. I think that is like probably my favorite thing about Samsung's watches. It also has pretty good battery life. It is maybe 50% better than your average Wear OS device. It has really good fitness tracking. Samsung's fitness tracking continues to be very accurate, much more so than Wear OS. It is on par with Fitbit, I think. And the way Samsung manages notifications it's very good. They keep them bundled, unlike Wear OS, so it's much easier to manage all those things. Where this sort of falls apart is that Samsung's app selection is still absolute garbage. It's basically the Samsung apps like notes and messages and stuff like that, and then nothing else that you even care about. I think there's a Spotify app, but it's really bad. And otherwise, it's just you don't even care. And Bixby is on this watch now instead of S Voice like on the previous watches, but Bixby is still just bad. It is so many times like I think, okay, I'm going to try to use Bixby. This is going to be a thing I do now because I've got the watch on. But I at least half the time, it would either not understand me or it would say, sorry, this isn't supported, or it would just take like ages and it would just time out. It's a real problem, Samsung's Bixby obsession. Also, this watch is $330 for the small one, $350 for the larger one. I think that's too much to be spending on a wearable right now, and definitely too much to spend like right now at this moment when Wear OS is just about to get like a hardware and software refresh. I feel like you shouldn't be buying this watch because it is possible that Wear OS will be catching up to Samsung, at least, in some ways. I mean, if you care about like smart home stuff or like apps on your watch, then I mean, I feel like this is not the way to go because the voice assistant on this watch is useless and the apps are terrible. It's basically just, if you want something that is good at notifications and it looks like a real watch, then yeah, sure, I guess go for it. But like maybe give it a little while, just, and make sure you're okay spending this kind of money on a smartwatch. I think most people probably are not right now.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me to buy at the moment unless you're buying an Apple Watch Series 4, which the reviews have seemed glowing. So
I mean, at least Apple cares about the Apple Watch. Samsung, I think they're very interested in continuing to make Tizen watches. They're not really interested in continuing to support the watches they have already released.
Yeah, I just don't see the big draw, and honestly, getting locked in Samsung's ecosystem of all things just seems like the worst of all worlds for a smartwatch.
The voice assistant situation is just it's such a letdown. I would kill to have assistant on that watch.
Yeah. That and just the general Google app integration, right? Like just like turn by turn directions obviously doesn't work on a Gear watch.
So I should look and see if it's still in there, but as of a few months ago, one of the top apps in Samsung's wearable app store was this awful like web frame implementation of Google Maps. It was like number 5 in the store for a while, and it's so terrible.
Not that I'm saying Wear OS is better. I'm saying Wear OS is bad in different ways.
It is. But I mean, hopefully it'll be less bad soon. We'll have to see. I mean, we played with some like early versions of the new Wear OS when we were at IFA a few weeks ago, but you can't really get a feel for it until you have it, connected to your phone.
Yeah, definitely. So the state of Android smartwatches, probably still don't buy one. Yeah. Unless you just want to spend the money and be disappointed. Yeah.
I mean, if you can find like a deal on the Gear Sport from last year, you should buy that because like it's really similar.
Yeah, and I also think the Gear Sport actually looks better.
Yeah, I liked the way that looked. Like it didn't look it didn't look like an understated regular watch, but it was believable as a real watch. I think it just had kind of a fun shape.
And doesn't the Gear Sport have the MST? No,
it does not. It was only NFC as well. So yeah, the Galaxy Watch, even the large one, is only NFC for Samsung Pay, which is kind of strange because the Gear S3, which was also like a kind of a larger smartwatch, it had MST. That was like a big selling point for it. For whatever reason, Samsung isn't doing that right now.
I know that's really bizarre because that was probably the biggest selling point of the Gear S3 in my mind.
I asked Samsung, and they had some like PR speak answer about like, oh well, we're just focusing on other things right now for the watch, so maybe later.
Focusing on Bixby.
Yeah, I guess. I don't believe that. No one's focusing on Bixby.
They probably just didn't see engagement with the MST feature, so they dropped it because it costs money and it makes the watch.
And it takes up a lot of space in the watch.
Yeah. Guessing there were design compromises that had to be made for it. Well, anyway, I think that wraps up our show for this week. So thank you for joining us, everyone. And we will catch you all next time.
Good night, everyone.
Yes. And thank you for subscribing and sending us bits on Twitch.
Yes, please keep